quarterbacks on this roster, not a lot of experience out there on the field outside of Osweiler. And we know, I mean, I think, no disrespect to Osweiler, but if he was really that dude, Denver wouldn't have let him go. Yeah. Houston wouldn't have let him go. And then you got Cody Kessler and Kevin Hogan. When you look at Kizer, I mean, he's a big quarterback, and you're already hearing Hugh Jackson rave about this young man. And the one thing I like more than anything about him, he doesn't come from a spread offense, which means that I think he's going to be able to pick up that playbook a little quicker than some of these other guys. And that's a huge point in being able to start day one. I think we get so caught up in the physical attributes, we forget these guys have to know what they're doing on the field, and they want to have as many plays as possible when you start the season. And I think Kizer, out of all the rookie quarterbacks, will give the Browns that option.
Now, before we swing things over to you, Heath, do you think that Kizer will be able to thrive because he is paired with Hugh Jackson? Now, Hugh Jackson, as we know, they call him the quarterback whisperer, but we've never seen him alongside with a quarterback with these physical attributes.
Absolutely. And when we talk about the quarterbacks on the roster, I mean, physical talent, he's the number one guy. I mean, he can run with it. And watching him on tape, he sits in the pocket. He's one of those guys, he's not going to take off after the first read, the second read. He will sit in the pocket, and dealing with Hugh and being able to learn up under him, I think that's going to be huge for him.
Yeah, he has that patience.
So I think there's somewhat of a natural transition of some of the stuff that Hugh dreamed up for RG3 last year. Okay. You talk about some of the physical attributes of the athletic ability. You can still play with some of that stuff as you're growing this young man up in that offense to be a pro-style NFL quarterback. So he went with Deshaun Kizer. I'll go with Deshaun Watson. And here's why.
Make it easy.
Really, because it's the Russell Wilson effect. And it's the beauty that Pete Carroll and Darrell Bevell put together back Russell Wilson's rookie year. I had the privilege to call Russell's first start as an NFL quarterback. And they managed him. And so people like, Billy O's offense is so difficult. Yeah, but Billy O, first and foremost, is a great coach. And so I think when you talk about who has the closest thing to what the Seattle Seahawks had back 13, 14, 15 with that defense, well, it's probably the Texans. And so when you could say, hey, we're going to run the ball, we're going to play great defense, special teams, we're going to bring our quarterback up slowly in our system, but it's going to be 19, 20 throws a game. We're going to run the rock. This is what Russell did. And you've seen the growth track for Russell really be a thing of beauty. Give all the credit in the world to Pete Carroll and Darrell Bevell for putting that together. I think Billy O is thinking the same thing. Inside of our division, if we can run the rock consistently, we beat people on special teams. Our defense we know is going to show up every single week. We can grow up a quarterback, still win a bunch of ball games while he's not sitting on the bench behind Tom Savage, who probably isn't your long-term answer.
Yeah, and they have Miller, and they went and got Freeman, too. So you're talking about a big boy that they got in the draft that can take some load, too. So I agree with you. They can lean on the run.
So you go Kizer, you go Watson. Nobody going with the guy in the Windy City, Mitchell Trubisky? No? No one thinks he's going to start game one?
Not I.